Hey everyone, welcome to the Salty Podcast. I am
Yay!
one of two of your hosts, Adam Newell from Up and Adam, and of course,
Yes.
the one and only Monica. Do you even need an introduction?
I just say reality Von Teese because people think I
No,
I don't own it, but I do 100%.
that's how we're starting this. Okay, Monica, there are so many people. One, I was so
Yeah,
excited to share with everyone that I was doing this podcast, but
I
holy
know.
shit, how long has it been that we've been talking about this?
Oh my gosh. I feel like when we met at Bravocon, actually how we met was so funny, but I feel like ever since then we just hit it off. So it's been a long time.
It's been a long time. I
Yeah.
think that we've been talking about the podcast for, like, at least 2.5 months, but
Mhm.
let's just take it back because everyone who's listening, this is sort of like an introduction to how and why Monica and I even came together to do this podcast, but
Yes.
I met you going way back when, a
Oh
year
dear.
ago. It wasn't even a year ago. Going back a year ago, I'm at an
Yeah.
NBC party. I was literally just having it out with, your castmates at the time, and then
Mhm.
talking to Tamra about her podcast, and then all of a sudden, I get up to walk out. I think I went to go use the restroom, and I passed, and I saw you sitting. I think you were sitting with your friend Andy, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't even
Yep.
remember what I said.
I don't remember what you said either. I just remember you coming up and you were just like, "Hi, Monica, I'm Adam." And I was like, "I know who you are. You hate me."
And I think I said, "I don't know you to hate you."
You said something like that. Like you said something like, "Oh my god, I don't hate you.
Yeah.
No."
Yeah, I was like I'm like, "Guys, I don't even fucking know this woman to hate her." Like, but I think you know what
Yeah.
it was I was so intertwined at that time with the Jen Shaw
Mhm.
of it all, and
Yeah.
trial and being the only person who got that interview, but then you were also intertwined in your own way, and I don't wanna make it about Jen Shaw, but
No.
I I do think in that moment, I was a little taken aback because I had only heard X amount of things about you,
All bad,
and
I'm sure.
listen, they were not in your favor, and that's okay.
They never are. They are
Yeah,
never in my favor because of the people telling the stories, but yeah.
but then when I sat down, I just got my ass ripped open by your former cast, and for those of you guys who don't know, so I'm gonna give you I think that this podcast, if you ever listen to Up and Adam on YouTube, like my channel, I always keep everything I don't really share, like, the whole full behind the scenes, and that's why I wanted this to be a little bit different.
Yeah.
When I was at that event, I ended up running into Whitney, Lisa Barlow, Heather
Mhm.
Gay, Angie Katsanevis. So I sit there and I start talking to Whitney, and Whitney told me I could sit down, and I start talking to them. And Heather and Lisa said, "Wait a minute, you're the one who interviewed Jen." And I said, "Yeah, I'm that guy. I'm the one who interviewed Jen, sure." And Heather was like, "Why did you say that next season they're going to base the casting around Monica Garcia? That's not even true. Why would you say that?" And I said,
Mhm.
"No, wait, that's what I heard. I heard that, but I never said it like I didn't repeat it as if it were a fact, you know?"
Right.
So
Yeah.
in that moment, then I'm sitting there talking to Whitney. Whitney's like profusely apologizing to me for having me sit down in this awkward situation. Then
Yeah.
they're all getting pissed off at her that I'm even sitting down at the table. And then they start pinching Whitney, like, get him away from the table.
Mhm.
60 seconds later, they all get up. They're so mad at Whitney. They literally storm off, leave her there. And Whitney, like, profusely apologizes, saying, like, "I am so sorry. Like, they were so mad at
Wow.
me for even talking to you." And I was like, "What did I
Mhm.
do?" You know? But that was the first time
Mhm.
I got the taste of
Yeah.
the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City.
That right there is the real Housewives of Salt Lake City. Just the furious, angry, mean. There were a lot of people that actually came up to me at Bravocon and told me, like, the cast was just not nice. Not nice.
Yeah. I don't think that applies to all of them, though.
I don't think it applied to Meredith and Whitney.
No, and Meredith too. The
To
next
be
day I had
fair, like, it was mainly Heather and Lisa that I
yeah.
heard that about.
Well, and Meredith wasn't even there that night. So I briefly told Meredith the next day and she's like, "Oh yeah, I heard something about that, but we didn't talk much about it." But then
Yeah.
after I was walking away, I saw you and I was like, "Oh, hey.
You
Hey,
literally
Monica."
no, you literally came up to me and you're like, "Oh my god, I just got my asshole ripped by your cast." That's
Is that how
literally
I
what
said
you
it?
said. And then I go, "Are they still here?" Because I was like, "Get me the fuck," and you're like, "No, they just left." And I was like, "Okay."
Yeah, yeah. And you were sitting right by the exit. You had like a beeline
Oh, I
front
was
row
like,
and
I
center.
did not wanna be any yeah, no.
Oy, oy.
No.
So guys, that was the beginning to all of this. Now,
The beginning to
after
all of this no, you have to say though, because this is so important. You have to say that Heather was, like, your favorite housewife up until that point.
she legitimately was. And
Yeah,
that's nothing against, like I worked for Lisa Vanderpump. I know a lot of the housewives. I've done over 100 interviews for the YouTube channel. And
yeah.
I mean, Kathy Hilton, like some of like my favorites.
Mhm.
And when I saw Heather Gay on the show, she was so unapologetically herself. And my interaction with her was just terrible,
Yeah.
but that was my personal interaction. I'm not saying that that's what other people feel when they see her because that might not be the case. And also, I think that she was a little on guard with me for the simple fact that I was the one who did the Jen Shaw interview. And then I said, I think that
But
they're going
why?
to do
She loves Jen. I mean, they're all she was not on guard with you because of that. Get out of here.
yeah. Well, I don't know what it was. Do you have a theory?
Yeah, I think it was because you were pretty much saying I was coming back next season and she was threatened by that fact. And I don't know if you remember this or not, but that's when you told me, like, Heather or Lisa, or maybe both of them were like, "You're gonna look so stupid. She's actually getting fired, and you're gonna look so dumb."
Oh, did I tell you that?
Yes.
Uh,
Yeah.
well, listen,
Well, how would they know that? How would they know that? You know?
oif.
Yeah.
Talk about shit hitting the fan. Guys, now fast
Yeah.
forward from that point, we ended up getting into the next season. I started talking to Monica a little bit more and more. I think that we became friends through like
Mhm.
talking on the phone and text messages and stuff.
Yeah.
And then lo and behold, they started shooting the new season. When I
Mhm.
tell you guys, and I'm telling you, this is from me, that shit is going to hit the fan this season.
Yeah.
And when you talk about proof, receipts, I'm
Oh my
sorry.
god. Fuck you.
I won't even finish the
Over that.
statement. But when you talk about that, let me just say, you guys, you have no idea. I'm just saying to Bravo TV, I love you guys. Be kind in the edit because when you want to talk about proof and receipts and all of the things, they literally live inside of my phone. So this is going to be an interesting season to say the least. Now, from that point, as Monica and I continued talking, then I asked Monica because I was moving to Charleston. I said, "Hey, Monica, do you want to come maybe be a part of my birthday?" When you said yeah, I was
Yes.
like, she's not coming for sure.
Yeah, you totally were like, "You don't have to," you know? And I'm like, "No, I wanna go because 'cause I've always wanted to go to Charleston." And I'm like, "This is, like, the perfect opportunity." It really is. Like, it's for a birthday party, I get to see you and hang out with you, and I've always wanted to go there, and yeah, I was just like, "No, I'm really going." And even when I was, like, on the plane, you're like, "Holy shit, you're really coming?" Like, you really did
Well,
not think I was gonna go.
I think it wasn't until you arrived and like you pulled into my driveway that I was like, is she really showing up?
You're like,
But then
"Holy cow."
mind you though, I don't think I saw you for like I saw you the first day and then I think that like you hibernated for like this woman can sleep, you guys.
Oh, I love to sleep.
She can
It's my
sleep.
favorite pastime. I'm a nap girl. I'm a
Uh,
nap Okay, but also to be fair, you guys stay up so late. It'd be like 1 in the morning. I'm like, "Good night. Good
yeah,
night." And then you guys so I can sleep, but also 1 AM, I'm done.
it's not you.
Yeah.
It's not your shtick.
No.
And I called Monica on my birthday, you guys. I think that she got there the day before my birthday. So I called her on my birthday because I was asking, "Do you want a coffee?" And I said, I'm headed home. And I said, Monica, you're never going to believe I just got pulled over. She's like, no, you didn't, bitch.
Your life is so crazy.
And I was like, yes, I did. I got pulled over and the cop said, do you know why I'm pulling you over? And I said, yeah, probably to say happy birthday. And she was like, no, I'm pulling you over because you're going 80 and a 65. And I was like, I'm so sorry.
I'm so
And
glad
then
you
when I
pulled your
called
ass
you,
over because I have never been more scared in a car than when I was driving with you. Like,
no,
yes, you scare me. You scare me. I'm so scared to drive with you.
I wanted to show you how an electric car goes. It gets it.
No, it literally, what did I say? I was like, I felt like I was on Guardians of the Galaxy. Like, go, stop, go, stop. The inertia.
You're welcome. No, not inertia. Hold on. Hey Siri, remind me to Google inertia. Okay. She knows. So, first of all, guys, I'm not that bad of a driver. I'm really not. And I was trying to show you the pickup. Okay.
Yeah. You showed
And
it.
if you want to talk about anything scary, if we're just like breaking down the
I
walls
know where
here,
you're gonna go with this, you asshole.
that day I came home with coffee, I came home with breakfast, and I go knocking on Monica's door, and all of a sudden she opens it, and I was like, oh shit. It was like, and she looks at me like all cross-eyed and shit,
So
like
done.
cockeyed, like one eyelash is hanging down. I don't know if it was her extensions or what it was. And I was like, good morning, fuck. And she was
Yeah.
like,
I literally
what?
had my eye mask because that room got so bright. I had my eye mask and it had like my hair coming out of my extensions and like my mascara.
Yeah.
So
That's
bad.
and
I was
she
just like,
left.
take my
I've never,
Monica.
well, it's kind of to like not cut you off, but like to piggyback on what this, like, I've never really, guys, I've never, because I'm a gay dude, right? Like gold star in the sense that I never hooked up with a woman and I never had a woman stay the night at my house. And then when Monica left, like there was like a gold necklace, there's like this pearl hair clip. Actually,
I left like so much shit there.
I
Oh
still,
my gosh.
I'm putting it in my own little Bravo clubhouse, the pearl hair clip. And
Put it on
all
the
of the
shelf.
things,
Yeah.
all of the things were left behind. And I'm like, oh my God, this is what it's like.
When the
This is,
girl spends the night.
yeah. Yeah, because I
You're
was like pulling
welcome.
your sheets and I'm like, I was waiting to find like your passport. I didn't know if I was gonna find some bills in there. I didn't know if I was gonna find
So
like your
true.
leftover clothes. I didn't know what else I was gonna find, but I was like,
Mhm.
Monica Garcia.
I left so
You
much
know,
shit there.
have you seen Dorinda Medley in Bluestone Manor, the fish room?
No.
What?
No, the Fisher room?
No, the fish room. She has a room in her house that nobody wants to sleep in because it has a bunch of like dead fish.
Was this on the was this when they all went and stayed there?
Yes, but it's been on New York and Ultimate Girls Trip. I was
Okay, I
just gonna tell
can't
you.
picture the room.
No, I'm gonna name that my guest room. I'm gonna name it the Reality Von Teese room. You're welcome. That's what it's gonna be. That's what
That's amazing. RVT. There you go.
RVT. Oh
Yeah.
Jesus, guys, I'm not co-signing RVT. So now moving forward, when we were talking about doing the podcast,
Mhm.
I mean, just like give me your like, where was your head at?
Okay, so when you first brought it up to me, I was like, this sounds like such a good idea. Like, this would be so much fun. And then I was like, is he serious though? I don't know. I really, like I even messaged you like a few days ago. I was like, do you still want to do this? Like, because I just thought it would be, I've, I thought it would be so much fun. And I think it's such a good collab. I love our energies together. And I love to talk shit. You love to talk shit. So like it made so much sense to me. And I was just like, yes, let's do it.
Which is kind of funny too, because like I don't think unless people saw, and even at my birthday, I had some of my best friends and Jason's best friends in town. And
Yeah.
when
They were
Monica,
also so lovely, by the way. They were all
they
so
loved you. Like
oh
you, Leva, I mean,
yes.
Lori, everybody. They
Yeah.
like my friends who came from out of town to come visit and hang out also stayed in our house, guys.
Yeah.
Um, they were like we just had the best time.
It
And
was
when
so
Monica
fun.
and I were bantering, they're like, You guys sound like your brother and sister. Like, you guys are like, because Monica's like, shut the fuck up. Like, I'm not doing that right now. This is not the way that that's going to happen. I'm about to go get lunch. I'll be back in an hour. And what time does this person get here? And what time are we leaving? Which I would have to tell her like 30 minutes earlier, because she's like, I'm leaving for an hour to get breakfast, but she left for 4 hours because she went to go shop and get breakfast. So I didn't.
You guys wake up so damn early. So my 4 hours was already your past 4 hours.
Right. But then when you would schedule an hour and you're like, I'm leaving at 11 to go get a fucking biscuit for breakfast, you're like, I'll be back in an hour. I'll be back by 12. And then I'm like, 4:30. And I'm like, Monica, and you're like, oh my God, I'm so crazy. Lost track of time. Just finished my biscuit. Headed home now. And I'm like, no, you're not. And you're posting on your
like,
stories that you're shopping.
Turn on your locations. I'm like, no.
Yeah. Yeah. And then she like posts on her stories on Instagram stories. She's like, guys, look at this beautiful boutique in Charleston. And I'm like, this bitch is totally like, you're lying to me. You're lying to me, but you're not lying to me, but you're just like not telling me that you're shopping. But then I sound like a crazy like boyfriend. I'm like,
no,
where
okay,
is
but
she?
in my defense, I was everywhere we needed to be on time. Like, I wasn't late to any of that. Yeah.
You were not late to anything.
No.
You were just like, it was more like I became like a needy boyfriend while you were at my house. I was like, where are you?
Every morning, your ass would be like, I don't know how long this is going to take, but and I'm like, 30 minutes. And you're like, oh, okay. And it legit would be like 30 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah. She pulls it together fast. And then she comes upstairs and there's like, Jason puts like a whole breakfast, like little, it was like, it wasn't even a breakfast buffet. It was a charcuterie board at like 10 o'clock in the morning. And
you guys
we
were
were all like,
literally serving like caviar at 10 o'clock in the morning and like champagne. I posted that in my stories too.
You did post that.
It was beautiful.
I looked at Jason. I'm like, who the fuck wants olives at 10 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday? Like, we want chicken and waffles and pancakes and
Yes, hash browns, bacon.
Yeah. No, well, we're getting Jason back on. We're getting Jason back on. But
yes.
From there, guys, that's just the dynamic. And people were a little taken aback because usually it takes a long time to get to that point. I don't even know how this came to be that quick.
Yeah. Well, remember, okay, we've talked about this several times. You have a very intense, traumatic past, and I do too. And I feel like we definitely bonded over that. And I think because we could relate to each other so much on that, it sped our relationship up really quickly. Because it was like, I see you, you see me, and we totally got each other on a different level that a lot of people don't necessarily ever understand.
Like trauma bonding.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Look how that worked out for Tamara and Shannon. It didn't.
I'm like,
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
What did they even trauma bond over?
They trauma bonded over a lawsuit where they both thought that they were going to lose all of their money.
Oh, okay.
That's why, guys, anytime you get a new house, you get a new anything, you just put those bitches in separate business entities. That way they're not suing you as an umbrella.
Yeah. Or like Tom Brady, how like because they're divorced or getting a divorce or whatever with their divorce, Giselle.
Yeah.
And she was like, I want half of the properties. And then he has no properties in his name. They're all in his mom's. Yeah. You do
Did
something
this come
like
out
that.
after?
This came out, I swear I just saw this like a few days ago, but yeah. Do something like that.
What a fucking snake.
Yeah, the title was like Tom Brady makes the biggest play of all time in his marriage. And it was like she went to get half the property and he had zero property in his name. It's all in his mom's.
Wait, can I ask you a question before we get into like what we're going to be discussing on this podcast?
Yes.
My husband and I, like, obviously, you know Jason, right? But like, before we got married, signed a prenup. And everybody thought that that was so taboo. But now at this point, you know, Jason and I have a couple different businesses, like aside from YouTube and, you know, rental investments and things like that. And I've watched my parents get married over 11 times collectively.
Oh my
And
God.
yeah, and I've seen the fights. So
Yeah.
I wanted something that was pretty ironclad that was like, if God forbid one day I'm not your person and you're not my person, we're going to be able to move on and this is all in writing. And
Yeah.
my family had such a to-do with that because they were like, that is not what a relationship is. And I was like, I
Hmm.
don't give a fuck what you like. I don't care. Not to be aggressive towards
You're
my
like,
family, but I
"Mom,
was like,
you were married 11 times."
I'm like, "Hello? Does anybody wanna check the rep sheet, check the court documents, the records, like the last names? You guys have more last names than I have."
More last names than Monica.
Yeah, well, you got a lot of fucking last names. That's true.
Literally, I have 3. And that's only don't even get me started. Honestly, don't get me started.
That's for another episode, you guys.
Yeah, golly, don't get married and divorced.
Don't
Because
get
heaven
married.
forbid you change your name. Oh my
If
God.
you got married again,
Yeah.
if you did, would you say you, like, have these businesses going and you have this income and say the
Mhm.
person, maybe has their own or doesn't necessarily make as much as you do, or maybe they're making more than you do. Would you be open to the idea of a prenup, or do you still think like, no? Or do you think, I mean, I'm just
No,
curious.
I think you should absolutely be open to the idea of a prenup. I think that's smart. Especially like you, just from what I know, you guys have so many different moving parts and properties and all this stuff. And so I think when you take all of that into account, yeah, I think obviously you should have something just in case. Which
You,
I don't think it's like it shouldn't be a negative thing. Like it
yeah.
shouldn't be looked at as a negative thing. I think it's just like a step towards, becoming one, but
Yeah.
separately.
I don't look at it like it's like a, "Oh, well, just in case we get a divorce," but, like, I do, but then also, like, I'm not gonna lie, if I was some random bitch and all of a sudden I asked you for a prenup and you said, "Yeah, I'll give you a anything, babe," I'd be like, "Oh my god. I don't need you to sign a prenup. If you're that willing to do it, that's fine. Just it's okay. We
Yeah.
don't need to,"
Yeah.
but I don't know.
But, like, so many people do, they take it so personal. Like, it's actually it can be I think also it depends, like, some people act crazy in their prenups too, you know? So it
Yeah.
depends on how intense the prenup is as well. Like, if there's some things in there that I've heard that people put that I'm like, "That's actually insane."
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
when they start, like, if they do, like, freezing of eggs together and all embryos and all that kinda stuff, and, like, the laws with that, that gets very intense.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Tom Sandoval, Ariana Maddox. Wife. Okay.
Yeah.
So before we get into the Salt Lake City trailer, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about because everybody, and I'm just, by the way, guys, we are recording this on Friday, the 23rd, and we just announced this right before. So we're recording the episode after. I'm reading the comments. People are asking in the future, can they send in questions? Yeah,
Oh,
100%.
yeah,
That's
for
fun.
sure, that would be so fun. Yeah, of course.
And then, like, what kind of things are we going to cover? So, you guys know me on Up and Atom, like for covering all of the Bravo hot topics, and it's like one of my favorite things to do. I could sit there. I talk to the ladies at the bagel shop about Bravo. I talk to the people at Starbucks about Bravo. My mom, by the way, I didn't even tell you this, Monica.
What?
Last night, my mom says, "Can you call me?" Right? And I said, "Yeah, okay." So I call her, and her husband got a random phone call from this girl that found him on Ancestry, and it turned out to be his daughter. Never knew she existed, 27 years old. And then she starts looking into my mom's account on Facebook and seeing photos of me with my mom and realizes that my mom is, my mom, right? And that I have the YouTube channel. And she
Oh
goes, "Oh my God, I'm a subscriber of Up and Atom." And like this thing, and she's like, "I love Bravo, I love Housewives, she loves
my
Salt Lake
gosh.
City." And I was like, "You guys don't even understand how small this community is." It
This
like
is why
bonds
I don't do
people.
that shit. I'm not doing Ancestry because of this.
Yeah.
It, like, scares me for, like, who opens the door to be like, "Oh, I'm your cousin. Oh," and I know I have siblings out there, you know? I know I do. It's just I
Yeah.
feel like yeah.
You're like, I just don't want to find you.
I don't. Don't.
Literally,
That
it's gonna be like,
terrifies me.
it's gonna be next episode, and you're gonna be like, bitch, guess what?
I'm gonna be like, I found my long lost sister, bitch.
You're like, and her name is Monique. I'm calling her Monique. Ay, ay, ay. No, but I was gonna say through like the love of Bravo, like talking hot topics. That's what I
Yeah.
think the point, the whole conversation that we wanted to have on here with the Salty podcast is talking about hot topics and also recapping some of our favorite shows. Like OC right now is killer. For
Yeah.
you, before you ever joined the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City,
Yes.
what were your favorite Bravo shows?
I loved all things Bravo. Like I really, really did. I loved all things Bravo. I didn't necessarily have like Vanderpump Rules, for instance. That was like I watched it, but it was never really like a favorite of mine. I always loved Housewives. I just thought I think Housewives is like one of the best franchises that Bravo has. But Atlanta has always been my favorite. Real Housewives of Atlanta is my absolute favorite for sure.
Are you excited about Portia coming back?
I'm so fucking excited. You have no idea. I love Portia so
I feel
much.
like she hates me.
Why? Does she? Because bye.
No. No, don't. Not when the going gets tough, Monica gets going. No.
Go.
No,
No,
because I did that Fallon interview.
Wait, what?
When she ended up taking Fallon's husband, Simon Gobadia, Fallon called me to come to Atlanta, and I interviewed Fallon in a studio. I was the one who broke the it made Wendy Williams, like, Good Morning, like, all of these things.
Adam, you be getting yourself in some shit for real
All
with
the
these damn
time.
interviews. Oh my God.
It's like I really like Mary Cosby, but then I was in her mom's home, and
What
now I
are
can't.
you doing? This is it. You know what? We're done. No more
I'm just,
interviews like this, Adam.
somebody said to me,
Mary. I love Portia.
she loves Jen Shaw. There you go. Oh, sorry.
No.
But it's, you know what? Somebody asked me the other day, they're like, why don't you do interviews anymore? What's going on? And I'm like,
Thank goodness.
the last interview, no, not thank goodness. I'm going to get back to him, you guys. But the last interview was in October, and Katrina Mazeppa, was dubbed as Lenny's mistress. And I dropped it the day after leaving Bravocon. And I had probably about 10 housewives that messaged me that said, what are you doing? Take it down.
You interviewed the fucking mistress.
Yes. I went inside of her home.
Lisa, what are you doing?
I apologized to Lisa. And you know what was so funny is Lisa and her guy Jody told me,
oh, yeah.
They're like, you will never get any access to Bravo again if you post this. And I was like, that's not true. But also, you're a mom. I'm gonna take it down. I ended up taking it down.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
I never saw that. I didn't even know. I never saw that interview.
No, then she ended up posting it in 3 different parts on her Instagram.
What?
She posted it in 3 different parts on her Instagram.
Your interview?
Yeah.
Why?
Because she wanted.
She was like debunking stuff that this mistress said, right? No? I haven't seen that either.
No, Katrina posted the interview. Because I told her I'm going to post it. And she was like, I spent my time. I got glam. I did all of the things. And I sent her without, and this was a learning curve, right? For me.
Yeah.
I sent her without a watermark logo on it.
Yeah.
The actual interview. So she could tell me what she wants to take out or keep in. And she ended up posting the whole interview. And then I got another call that was like, are you joking? She just posted the interview. Can you threaten legal? And I'm like, threaten legal? They live in a mansion on Star Island. They live in like a $50 million home. Threaten legal to no. I'm not threatening shit. I'm like, I'm going to sit back and just like count my blessings that I'm not the one being sued.
Oh my gosh.
You know?
You know what?
Maybe in the future, though, me and you can interview people together on the Salty podcast. Maybe you'll keep me out of trouble.
Yes, let's do that because no, baby. No more Jen Shaw interviews. We'll leave those
I don't
for
think that's going to happen anyways.
You never know. What if she got out and she was like, Adam, I want you to be my first interview out. Ah!
I was supposed to be her last interview in.
Weren't you?
No. She ended
Oh.
up doing it with like a legal network or whatever. But I was supposed to. So people don't know this. When she was about to do the trial, and she was going up against the Southern District of New York, I was talking to friends. I was going to go up with my own little production crew of people
To
and
New York?
film to New York and spend like weeks there and film with her, talking with her throughout this whole legal process. And I was going
She
to,
was never gonna do that, bitch. She was
nope,
never gonna do that.
she was all about it, but all of a sudden she ended up changing her plea.
Mm.
First of all, can you at least just give me the fact that I try? Like,
You know
I
what?
try.
You do try. Yes. And you do a good job. You're amazing. Like, you really are. You work so you are one of the hardest workers I know. And I mean that 100%.
What do you want,
So,
your gold necklace and your fucking pearl thing back?
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. But no, guys, we're going to be covering a lot of Bravo hot topics. We're going to be doing recaps. Hopefully, we'll be having different special guests on as we go. I think it's going to be so much fun, especially because Monica and I have this banter. And also, I mean, I don't even know how you're feeling. I know that we talked a little bit about this on the phone, but one thing I
Mhm.
wanted to kind of eliminate was on my YouTube channel, I always know what I'm going to say
Yeah.
and I know how I'm going to navigate things. And I wanted this to be more organic.
Yes.
So I didn't know if you and I were going to be talking about Salt Lake City as things come out, because
Yeah.
things are going to come out. And I, do I take it to Up and Adam? Do I take it to the Salty podcast? I don't know where I
Yeah.
go with it.
I don't know. I have got this is probably the number one question that I'm getting right now is, are you going to talk about the season? And I don't want to watch it. And I've told you this. I have
Yeah.
been very honest and upfront with you. I do not want to watch it. I don't I don't know why I would. Especially considering how those women feel about me and the things they've said about me. Why would I watch them? As far as the trailer, I did obviously see that. I almost feel like it was honestly unavoidable, almost to a point, because I was getting tagged in everything. People were adding me in the comments. They were sending me clips. They were, whatever. I do think that this season will be easier to not watch, right? Because the trailer is like a couple minutes versus making a decision to sit down every single week and give these women an hour of my time. I would rather not. You know? I don't feel like, but if you want to tell me stuff, I can give my thoughts on it,
I
but
mean,
I don't.
I might pick your brain on it.
Yeah, and that's fine. I don't have a problem with that. But as far as sitting down, popping my popcorn, pouring a glass of wine, I'm not doing that shit to those women. Absolutely not. No.
You're not breaking bread?
No. You know
We're not.
what? Honestly, I may watch my girl Mary. I may watch, like, you know how a lot of people fast forward through like wives they don't like or scenes they're not feeling or whatever. I could maybe just watch Mary clips. I would support her. I don't have any beef. I actually love Meredith's family. I love, love, love Brooks. I love Brooks so much. And Chloe, they're so sweet. Every time I've met them, they're amazing. I don't have anything against Meredith, Whitney, whatever. But as far as actually watching, no, I feel like, and I know no one's gonna believe me. No one is gonna believe me.
No,
They're
they're
gonna be like,
not.
"Oh, now you're watching it." No, I promise you, I'm not. I'm
It's
not.
like when Nene Leakes said that she wasn't gonna watch after she was like, people were like, "Girl,
Did she?
you're watching."
I kind of believe that she wouldn't, though.
I kind of believe that she wouldn't too, but like
Yeah,
I mean, I questioned it when she said it, just to kind of piggyback what you were saying. Like, people will
yeah,
question that. But
yeah.
then No, I agree with you too. You know, I have a few favorites from Salt Lake City, and I think that also I always want to support any of the talent who makes these shows. And I thought that you guys did an incredible job last season with
Yeah.
keeping the reality Bonteast of it all under
Yes.
wraps the entire season,
Mhm.
especially when you compare that to a franchise like New Jersey, where
Yeah.
they're all getting busted leaking shit, you
Well,
know?
even in Atlanta too, like, a lot of stuff has been leaked about Atlanta this season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Portia's intro look was leaked, and she was like, to the
I
person
haven't even
who,
seen it. You need to text it to me.
my God, I'll send it to you. She even posted, she's like, to the person who leaked my intro look with your nasty stink ass breath. Like she went on and she was like on this whole thing, and she's like, F you. F you for leaking that.
Oh
But
my gosh.
I was like, that has to be Love B. Scott. No, I'm kidding, guys. I don't know. I don't know who it was, honestly. If listen, it could have been anybody, but like
Yeah,
Atlanta, I'm super excited for. I
I
thought it was
can't wait.
interesting that they said Phaedra Parks is going to be a full-time role, especially when she was coming in after halfway through the season of filming. I didn't really understand that.
Wait, Phaedra's okay, so frickin' frack. Holy shit.
Frickin' frack.
Holy shit. I didn't even know. Wait, is she filming this season?
Yeah. And she did Married to Medicine.
I knew that. I knew
Yeah.
that. I actually sat with them at the Bravos.
Really?
Yeah. Mhm. Because I couldn't sit with my cast. So,
So
they
you sat with,
literally had me on one side of the building and then my cast all the way on the other side of the building.
and you're next to Portia and Phaedra?
No, Portia wasn't there that
Oh.
I saw. 'Cause no, the Married to Medicine cast.
Oh.
Yeah. They were so sweet. They were so great. But yeah, Phaedra was right in front of me. She looked beautiful. I didn't actually speak with her, but yeah, that's who I was seated with.
You were very introverted.
Introverted?
I felt like you were at Bravocon. You were like kind of like
I was alone, bitch.
no, you weren't. You were with Andy.
No, but he couldn't go to any like at all these like actual things. I mean, but they did say that for everyone. Like no one was allowed to bring anyone to the Bravos. Like
Yeah.
people couldn't even bring spouses because it was like limited capacity or whatever. But yeah, I mean that whole BravoCon, thank goodness I had my glam team with me because that's all I had. So yeah, I probably was in a weird place for sure.
I was
I mean, I
at
was
the
doing press by myself.
Yeah, no, I remember.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oy, with those god awful carpets and that. Do you remember?
Yeah, that was like an hour and a half long carpet of
Yeah.
just interviews.
Oy,
Yeah.
oy. Okay, guys. I mean, I was at the Bravos and I was front and center with Jason Sudeikis' mom, but nobody's
You were?
bragging here. Yeah.
Oh my
She's like,
god.
you might know my son, Jason Sudeikis. And
You're like, "No, I don't know him."
I was like, I have no fucking clue who that is. And then I Googled and I was like, your son is Ted Lasso. And she was like, yes. And I was
Oh
like,
my
oh, okay.
gosh.
Okay. All right. So you're saying that as long as you're not going to be watching, but I can give you
No.
play by plays and then we can talk about it.
I At the end of the season, you and I can do an episode where I take, like, a lie detector test. I'm not watching that shit.
Okay.
I'm not watching it, and I don't think anyone in my position would. Like, yeah, let me sit down and watch all the women that, got me fired. No, thank you. Okay, and to be fair, I wasn't actually fired, but let me rephrase that. The women that refused to film with me. Like, why would I watch them film?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm going to throw out franchises to you and I'm going to see if you would cover them on the Salty podcast.
Okay.
Miami.
Ah! Yes! I love them. Yes, love them. Kiki! I love
Pot-
Kiki. She's my girl. She was so sweet at Bravocon. Love
oh
her.
yeah,
Yeah.
Kiki Barth.
Yeah.
Potomac.
Yes, I like Potomac. It's not one of my favorites.
Okay.
But yeah, for sure. Yes.
The rest of OC.
I love Orange County. Yeah.
Okay. New York, the new season.
Yes, Jessel. Jessel's my girl. I adore
Mm.
her and her husband. Bryn is so sweet. Yeah. I love all the new women. They're amazing actually.
Beverly Hills.
Yes.
Atlanta, obviously.
Done. My
Vanderpump
favorite.
Rules.
Wait, what?
Vanderpump Rules.
That one will be hard for me, but yes.
Okay. So I feel
Is
like we're pretty
Vanderpump
open.
Rules coming back? Are they filming right now?
They're not filming yet. I
Oh,
think that they'll
okay.
be back. We'll see.
Okay. That one for me, it's a little hard, that one for me. I love them and I'm so proud of them, but it's like it's kind of a trigger because it's like if all of the cast could get together and film with Tom, there's no reason why the cast shouldn't have got together and filmed with me, you know? Tom we're like the two biggest villains in the Bravoverse. So it's a little like, ugh, it's a little triggering for me.
Wow. Why are you laughing at?
Wow.
No,
Wow.
I was like, wow, like I'm wondering what triggers me, and then I was thinking about my husband, and I was like, oh, that's who it is. That's who triggered. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. No, honestly, you guys, this is one of many to come. We're going to be covering so many different Bravo hot topics, and it's not just going to be recaps. It's going to be a lot of what's going on in the Bravo universe. Especially today alone, I did probably 6 or 7 videos, and it was anything from New Jersey to Vanderpump Rules to Salt Lake City. We had a little bit of OC, Beverly Hills drama, Mauricio and Kyle. Like, it does not stop. So, Monica, I'm excited
I'm
to
so
do this with
excited.
you and
I'm
just
so excited. It'll
have
be
different
fun.
perspectives.
I
Yeah.
know, a little BTS perspective. I'm excited. But I
Yeah.
do wanna know, what did
Uh-oh.
you think of the trailer for Salt
Uh,
Lake?
my God, do you want me to just go down the line? I'll give you
I don't
all of my honest
know. Is
opinion.
this gonna be the end of our friendship? I'm just kidding.
No. Angie Castanevis, I feel like she's finally, I told her my first time seeing her at Bravocon, I said, listen, I thought that you were incredibly boring. And I think that she like brought it in, you know? And then I think that I think she was Jen Shaw's puppet the first season, but I think that she started to like actually bring it. And then Mary Cosby, I'm so excited that she's full-time.
You don't think that she was Lisa's puppet as well?
For a little bit, yeah. I think she was a puppet in general, you know?
Let me tell you this. Okay, first, I do wanna say this, because even though I have my feelings, I can give credit where credit is due, child, and purple, I'm so jealous. That color is stunning. It's beautiful. It's gorgeous. The backdrop, how they did that, absolutely incredible. It's beautiful. The only critique I have, and I know I'm not alone in this, it looks very AI. And I don't know why. I'm like, "Why didn't we get that kind of filter for my for my season?" It looks very, very AI. I legit thought it was AI. Like, they look
They could have
heavily
AI'd it.
doesn't it look heavily photoshopped to you? And
Well,
it's
they always
beautiful.
I feel like
I'm
they
not
always
talking
look photoshopped.
no. I'm
I
gonna send
mean,
you my picture, and it is like, I don't know. I'm like, "Why?" I hated it. I hated mine.
you're like,
But
"Damn it. I didn't
yeah.
get the AI one."
But they did an amazing job. The color is phenomenal. It's stunning. But I do think it looks a little crazy photoshopped or something. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, I can see what you're saying. And
Yeah.
I also I'm excited to see. I think that Bronwyn, I like the fact that she just does not give a shit about like, like the fact that she's coming in against Heather. I think that that's really interesting because I feel like Heather is somebody who is consistently taking people out or trying to get them off of the show. And it's like Heather's way or the highway. So the fact
I
that
feel
this
like
new
it's
girl,
Heather or Lisa's way or the highway. Yeah.
well, I mean, for the new girl to come in and be like, I don't care about that. I'm like, okay, we're
Mhm.
here. Mary Cosby, even though I sat down with Mama Mary, I'm excited that you're full time. And I am sorry. I'm sorry. And then Lisa Barlow, I already know the drama between her and Whitney. You guys are gonna see this season. Meredith Marks, I've always loved Meredith.
Love
I
Meredith. Love
told
Mary.
you I was
Whitney.
disappointed by Heather. And I think that I listen, I don't know. A trailer doesn't do it for me. So
Really?
sometimes, yeah, well, because sometimes it's like watching a cinematic trailer where the best moments are in the trailer, or you have so much more to be seen, or it's like New Jersey where they showed moments in the Jersey trailer about Margaret Josephs, Teresa, and Louis talking about money issues. And for some reason, somebody had enough pull where that didn't even make it to the actual show.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, it was a
I don't know.
great trailer. They always kill it. I do think that, you know, compared to the Roni trailer, it's like a letter A to a letter F.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
was
yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, I think Salt
The
Lake got
Roni trailer was really bad, though.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I
I
was
know.
sad. I wanted, like, a Salt Lake trailer for New York. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but also what I have to say to you too is that one thing that I noticed about what they did with you and Dorinda from both trailers was the Roni trailer when Dorinda went on pause.
Mhm.
Obviously she did Ultimate Girls Trip and she said, you know, like eagles don't fly with pigeons, and then the whole trailer was pigeons, pigeons, pigeons. And then
Yeah, I
Salt Lake,
didn't understand that. Like, why they were putting that. I didn't get that.
it was because of what she said with the whole eagles don't fly with pigeons. So they took her saying and made it so
Oh.
heavy about what Dorinda was saying, which is like, if you guys are strong enough to have the franchise on your own
Yeah.
with the new group of ladies, you shouldn't have to reference Dorinda is kind of how I feel
Yeah.
about it. And then for your season, for the new season of Salt Lake City, I didn't
Yeah.
know how they were going to reference you, if they were going to reference you, but it also seemed like, again, proof,
I don't
receipts, timelines, like they had a
yeah,
lot of references and they had your voice in it.
I don't think they did.
No, they had your voice in it.
When?
Wasn't it at the beginning? Am I wrong?
I promise you there's no way I'm in that trailer. I will say, though, it did very much mirror, to me, season 4's trailer, where it was like Heather starting off the season 4 trailer, "Who is the real Monica?" And then it was season 5, "You reached out to our sworn," and it's just like, ugh. I'm surprised no one caught that. Like, it mirrored season 4 very, very much for me.
You're like, "Here we go again."
Dude.
Wife.
And then it was like, "She's recording us," and I'm like, "That's the same shit they accused me of, like, run it." You know?
You're like, "Deja vu?"
Yeah. Mhm.
Wife. Wife.
Mhm.
Well, it's gonna be fun,
I
guys.
hope you enjoy it.
Welcome to the Salty Podcast, because somebody's obviously a little salty, so we're on brand.
So
I'm just
true. But, okay, I did give props. I did give props, though. The
No, you
purple
did.
and all of that, stunning. Stunning. Yeah.
Listen, and you don't first of all, the whole point of this is to have your unfiltered opinion.
Yeah.
I don't wanna come on here and kiss anybody's ass, and if I don't like something, I'm
No.
gonna say it, and like, if that doesn't resonate with the majority of the audience, it does
Mhm.
resonate with some sort of audience, and that's just being authentic to me. And even before you and I started this, I told you, or I asked, when we had a conversation, I said, "I want us to both be completely authentic to what our opinions are of these shows and these topics." So
100%. And I am being completely real when I say they killed it. The avalanche was killer. It's beautiful. Beautiful. My only critique is that they look AI or photoshopped out of control. But I also hear that
uh-oh.
Angie sticks up to Lisa this season, which I am really hoping that's true. So you'll have to tell me. I'll be so proud of her if she does that. She and I actually had a conversation off camera last season where I was like, "Step out from under her. Like, you are not her shadow. You're so much more than that." So if she stands up to her, I hope that happens. I hope that's a true rumor.
I'm definitely giving you the slide detector test at the end of the
I'm
season.
not watching this shit. I promise. I almost feel like I don't even have to, though, because so many people like send me stuff,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, you're gonna see the major clips anyways.
Yeah.
You're gonna be tagged in all of them.
The only way to completely avoid it would honestly be to just not log into Instagram or any kind of TikTok, whatever, once for like the next 4 months.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
well, that's not gonna happen.
No.
So,
No. Yeah.
well, Monica, I feel like this was 50 minutes. My God, you can take the $50 or go on a second podcast episode with me.
Well, let me think, because I didn't know about a lot of those interviews.
No, what the first of all, if we're comparing if you're comparing yourself to some of the other people and you're like, I don't understand why they weren't fired and I was fired. I am now comparing myself to you and being like, wait a minute. I went in those interviews with great intention.
100%. 100%. No, for sure. Episode 2. Let's go.
Let's go. Guys, anywhere you get your podcast, the Salty Podcast, of course, you can find it under Up and Adam as well. We're going to see eventually what other content we want to add to this. This is obviously brand new, but it's going to be so exciting. We're going to be doing multiple episodes a week, and I cannot wait. Monica,
I'm so excited.
Get a helmet, girl. Get a helmet. Here we go.
I've been wearing one for like 2 years now. I can't take it off.
Do you have any last parting words?
Oh, man. You just gave Reality Von Teese a mic, honey. Stay tuned.
Oh, Jesus. Okay. Great. I'm canceled. Thanks. Love you guys. We'll see. Just kidding. All right, guys. We'll see you on episode 2 of the Salty Podcast.
Bye.
Bye, guys.